Hello dear viewer, welcome back to some more 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross. It's your boy Dan here to kind of run you through some event boss battles. So this is the good old Grasshopper boss. It's been out for a couple of weeks with the launch of the anniversary. I thought I'd kind of share with you a couple of teams that I can use to, or you can use to clear through this guy and hopefully get some easy clears. Honestly, this boss isn't super difficult. There's a couple of teams that make it like a lot easier, and there's a few people that you can use. But I thought I'd show you basically a couple of teams, one kind of my favorite team, and then one more based on maybe something a bit more free to play. So if you guys don't know, you can basically go in here. You get 3 clears a day. You get basically rewards for clearing up to 15 of them. Alright, some tokens, some tickets, some SA coins. So definitely worth doing. It doesn't take too long, especially if you've got the right team for it. And obviously you do have the usual event shop from this where you can, get different things, get SSR pendants, demon's bloods, right, potions, all that kind of good stuff. So like I mentioned, the boss isn't actually that difficult. As long as you can get your way through it, you can actually clear it pretty easily. So this is my favorite team for the boss, just because Skadi is so good against this boss. So if you guys don't know, the boss applies a hell of a lot of debuffs, and Skadi's passive is basically decreases their attack and increases all our damage dealt for every debuff on the hero. So you basically get to a point where the boss patiences you, even on this difficulty here. So this is by far my favorite team. We basically just walk through and then you just use melee and Escanor to dish out the damage and pretty much delete him. He sets up a counter as well, and even with the counter you get patienced. So this is by far my favorite team. You can swap out Escanor and melee for your biggest damage dealers, right? Maybe you've got Brunhild or where is she? Brunhild. Maybe you want to use Freya. Whatever you have as your main DPS. This is a really solid team because you also not only get Skadi's passive, but you also get Gotha's and Melee's passive as well, and then Escanor just hits so hard. So we'll jump in and show you in a sec, but before we do, the other team that probably a bit more free-to-play friendly is probably these guys here. So all of these are pretty much you should have as heroes if you just play the game. You get Escanor as a starting bonus if you choose him. Brunhild's a free unit. You actually get one at 90 fully awakened as part of the event. Arthur and then Kizune was given away for free as well. So you can use Brunhild is really strong in this boss, especially if you have her Holy Relic as well. It means you can only be debuffed once and you actually increase your damage dealt as well. So Arthur basically reduces incoming damage and increases your damage. Kizune can basically give you debuff immunity or cleanse all those debuffs as well, increase your stats, as well as Brunhild and the one are just there to hit hard, basically. If you don't have Kizune, I mean, you can swap her out for like a cleanse unit, right? Maybe you've got Margaret, you can use Margaret. The boss isn't super hard as long as you don't take too long to clear through the stages. That corrosion will creep up on you. So as long as you basically have a couple of hard-hitting units and maybe a cleanse, you'll be fine. So let's do a clear with my favorite team. Like I said, this is on the hell or the extreme or whatever the toughest difficulty is, and I'll show you guys how kind of easy we can make this boss look. So this will be good fun. So first thing basically I do is, as you can see at the top, he does a whole bunch of corrosions and debuffs and then puts up a counter. So what I always like to do is rank up Skadi and then get some debuffs already happening on her so we can proc her passive, and then I will use Escanor and basically make sure I still get 2 single targets. So I proc Melee's passive as well, and we will start working our way through. So okay-ish damage, but this will help build up Escanor as well. So I think we can almost 2-turn each phase, which is pretty good. So now you'll see the boss applies a whole bunch of corrosion debuffs, which is pretty good for us because Skadi loves a debuff. So as you can see, patience, right, because his attack is lowered so much by Skadi's passive. So if you have a quick look. We're down to 2,000 attack, which is not a whole lot. He's even got the counter up, which is again fine, right? So we're gonna let's just use that, and honestly that should be plenty. But let's just finish up with a melee attack, just cause, and then we'll get rid of that. So we'll use Escanor's attack again to proc his passive and give him a bit more damage. And then I'm getting patience, right? Just because of the amount of debuffs and what Skadi does to that. So cool. The final part. There you go. So there's the corrosion taking place. So this is an effective team as long as you can clear quickly, right? Because you will start, that corrosion will start to hurt. Cool, let's just use our melee cards, use our Escanor cards and our ult, and this should be it. No crits, which is rude. It becomes very crit resistant in this final phase, I've realised. And there we go, simple as that, right? Couple of minutes clear. Like I said, if you've got Skadi, she's definitely worth an investment. She's good, she's a fun hero to use, and she basically can carry through this boss fight as well. Makes it super easy. Kind of just go on autopilot, to be honest. And we'll show you the other team as well. So this is obviously my Kizune Brunhild setup. I will just make sure Escanor has the right gear. Everyone else has got a decent chunk of gear. So look, you may not have all these units as built up as potentially I do, or you might have them better than me. But as long as you've got, you kind of clear that CC, and even then you might be okay, right? Like if you're using that Skadi team, you can even go second. But just be careful that corrosion doesn't creep up on you, so don't take too long. So as long as you have your high damage dealers, you should be sweet. So here's a free-to-play team. We'll get this one happening, and I'll show you how to clear it with maybe some easier teams. Cool. So first things first, I'm going to use Kizune because I want to proc her Holy Relic and also level up this card, and then we're just going to just yeet in with some Escanor and some Brunhild cards. So that procs the attack increase. A couple of crits, that's nice. Perfect. Cool, so hopefully, okay, so we didn't get another Kizune attack card, which is a little bit upsetting, because it means we can't get rid of all those corrosions and debuff, but we should be okay. So we're just going to use, I'm just going to clear my hand, to be honest, and just get rid of all these cards. Hopefully we get at least another Kizune card for the next point. So again, damage, like that's a type disadvantage, right? We cleared through that nice and quickly. So again, as long as you've got some high damage dealers that can dish it out, you don't really need to worry too much about the counters or the corrosions. Perfect. So let's use the Kizune, and then let's cleanse / use all that, and then we can just do this. It's a pretty straightforward boss, guys. A whole bunch of different teams you can use. Have fun with it. Try different ones. As long as you've got some strong damage dealers, or use heroes that excel with debuffs or can cleanse debuffs. Right. Cool. So we'll use my very average 1 out of 6 Escanor ult shortly. Finish off with probably one card. Again, right, because I've got the immunity and the attack increase, I didn't get any corrosion that time, which is nice. And then use that. There we go. Very small damage, and we'll finish up here with Brunhild. Nice and easy, guys. So that's a couple of teams that you can use when it comes to Grasshopper Purgatory Boss. Whether you use something like Skadi, who excels at debuffs, or whether you use kind of a bit more of a free-to-play friendly team, you should be able to, it shouldn't give you too much troubles. Hopefully this was helpful. Let me know in the comment section below if you guys use any fun teams or anything a bit different that you want to see or want me to try. Those are the ones, for me, always seem to get the job done. Thanks for your time, and we will chat soon.